Hello everybody, welcome to Wildboy Movies, the place to talk movies, and today we're going to be reviewing The Watchers, the directorial debut of Ishana Night Shyamalan. Right now I'm going to have some information up on screen, like director, runtime, and PAA rating. All of that will be up on screen for you to read right now. But be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on this movie. But without further ado, let's get right into the pros. Alright, starting off, I gotta go ahead and praise Dakota Fanning in this movie because I thought she did a fine job as the character of Mina, who is the main character of the movie who goes to this forest and is stuck in this little concrete room being watched by these watcher creatures. I also gotta go ahead and praise the cinematography for this movie, especially when our characters are in the woods, because when our characters are in this forest, it looks really good. I thought the cinematography was actually pretty good. There's one thing I didn't like about the cinematography, but we'll get to that later. I also gotta say, for a first-time director, Ishana Night Shyamalan did the best she could do. And while I didn't like a lot of the things that this movie did, I could at least say that she tried her best, with this one being her directorial debut. Hopefully she ends up making a lot more better movies as her directorial career continues on. I also gotta say, the first 5 minutes of the movie was actually pretty good. It got me invested into the movie, and got me interested into seeing what would happen next with these watcher creatures. I feel like this opening would work very well as part of a short film that someone made. And for my biggest pro with the movie, it has to be Darwin the bird, because I absolutely really like that bird, and I don't know why it just looks like a very cool bird in my opinion. I don't know, it's just the biggest pro in my opinion is that bird. And really, that's all the pros I have for this movie. I unfortunately did not really enjoy this movie. Not saying that it's complete utter garbage, but I really did not get into this movie. And there's a lot of things that I did not like about this movie. So let's go ahead and get right into the cons. Starting off with that one thing about cinematography that I didn't like, that is the light color of the concrete room that our characters stay in. I don't know why I did not really like that color all that much. It just didn't really look that cool in my opinion, especially since the other bit of cinematography that we got within the forest looked so good. I also will say that the twist involving the creatures wasn't really good. Now, when I say twist, I don't mean that the movie was relying on a twist. No, this relatively happens somewhere towards the middle of the movie, but it's just something that I did not really like about the movie. That twist was kind of like a mad one for me. And it did involve the Watcher creatures. And it could have been a cool twist, but it just did not really work well for me. Another con I have with the movie is the ending. I felt like that there's a point in the movie where it seems like the movie is about to end, but it just keeps dragging itself on. It has to meet a certain runtime. And that last part of the movie involving the watcher creatures in the mainland did not really work for me, especially since I was kind of already not a fan of this movie. At that point, I was completely uninterested and just wanted the movie to end. I also will say that I didn't really like a lot of the characters in this movie. The only one I did like was Dakota Fanning as Mina. I really couldn't get myself attached to these characters and the stuff that they go through in this movie. I also will say that the premise in this movie was actually a kinda interesting one, but I felt like that the execution of it was not really done that well. I felt like that there are a lot of things that they done a very interesting route involving with these watcher creatures, but towards the end of it, I just kinda did not really care about it that much. I gotta applaud the director for trying her best with this plot, but it really did not work well for me. I just felt like that it wasn't executed very well. And lastly, this movie is just flat out boring. Like, I'll admit, like, the first 30-ish minutes of the movie weren't all that bad. Like, at that point, I would have been like, this is kind of like an okay movie at best. But as the movie continues on, I just couldn't say that it was an okay movie anymore. I flat out found myself bored at times with this movie, wanting it to end. Like, don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot worse movies, and this isn't one of those movies, but it's just a movie that I couldn't really get myself invested in. I tried to, but it just did not appeal to me. Like, this is one of those movies that I'll only watch like once and probably never watch it again, just because I didn't really like it all that much. So yeah, I came out disappointed with the movie. I did have low expectations for the movie from the trailers, but I was hoping it would surprise me, since the first Omen, which was a movie that I genuinely did not care about from the trailers, ended up surprising me. The Watchers was not that at all. I did not find myself interested, and I came out very disappointed. That I was hoping it would be good, but turns out it wasn't. So for my scorecard, I'm gonna give The Watchers 2 stars, with the score out of 10 being 4.6 out of 10, with the percentage being 46%, with a grade of F, with my final verdict being really wasn't it for me. But that was my review of The Watchers. I want to hear from you guys. What did you think about this movie? Go ahead and leave your thoughts down in the comment section. And while you're at it, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you in the next video. And have a great day.